And it's time for the 90s. Was everybody alive or awake in the 90s?
Of course.
Barely. Just making sure. I had to look on my list to find something from the 1890s because the 1990s are really, really... We brought a new guy in over here on the end because he was, like a teenager or something during the 90s or something. Would you flip me off? Did he flip me off?
I was close to being a teenager.
The horns, man.
Almost.
He gave you the I love you sign.
Oh, I never. Hey, come on back in if you like the 90s, or if you don't, come back in. I'm sure you will not like my list, but these guys here might know something about the 90s. Let's just come on back. Come on in, let's talk about it. And welcome back to the Midnight Rider Podcast. I'm Johnny.
Chuck.
I'm Tina.
I'm Derek.
See how we did that?
Wow. Well-oiled machine.
We didn't even rehearse that. Okay, we did the 70s, had a lot of folks look at it. We appreciate you coming in and checking it out. The 80s went really, really well. I had to school these two a little bit.
Yeah.
Or to go the other way.
I think it was the other way.
Rock on Billy Joel.
Now listen, like I was telling you folks out there, you listeners, if you comment down here on the on the YouTube, I had to show my texts to these two to prove that there are Billy Joel people out there. It's still rock and roll to me.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
What?
Yeah, whole episode of that.
Okay, next episode's gonna be Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Rockin' Man. Anyway, we're gonna try the 90s. We're gonna go to the 1990s. Any album that was released during the 1990s is good for this list. Again, we're not.
It's supposed to be rock, though.
Of course. You put Prince on your list.
Prince can be on any list as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, exactly.
Just because the guy plays a squealing guitar does not make this music. It's pop. He's the pop. He's a pop icon.
Oh my God. You know what?
I hate Prince.
Oh my God.
And that's why he wasn't invited to the 80s.
Fighting words. That's fighting
I
words.
respect him as a musician. I respect the heck out of him as a musician.
Right.
He probably put on the best Super Bowl halftime show, but
Yes, he did.
other than that, I dislike his music.
He called down the rain. That's impressive.
That's right. I mean, who can do that? He might be, well, never mind.
So like I say, we're not Rolling Stone magazine by any stretch. We're going to go in there and do our top 15 albums of the 90s that we think, for one reason or another, we thought should be in the rock album category. And whatever criteria we chose to use, whether it's how many songs on the album you liked, or if you liked one and it was so dadgum good you had to listen to it over and over, whatever your criteria is, it works here. So, what we're going to do, like we did last time, we're going to grab one out of our list, tell everybody where it was, see who all matched and who didn't, which will probably be me. And then we'll go from there. So, are we ready?
Let's do it.
Yep, rock and roll.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Like,
Billy, I got Billy.
The puns earlier.
I got Billy Joel at number. Okay. Okay, let's go. We'll start with the new guy. Derek has joined us for this. You're the 90s guy. Give us one of your albums that you have on your list. Tell us what number it's at, and we'll tell you you're wrong. I mean, we'll discuss your decision. What do you got?
I'm going to start at the bottom of my list, number 15. Want to get this one out of the way?
What do you got?
I got the Californication album by Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's quite a few songs on that. I'm not the biggest Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, but I am a bass player, and I do really like Flea, and I respect the heck out of that guy. He's a really good bass player. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the, Red Hot Chili Peppers have some really weird lyrics, and they're really out there. But the one thing I've liked about, I saw an interview with them, and they the way they do things, they put all the music out there first, and then the lyrics come later. At least that's what I've heard. But I like that kind of, and I understand that makes sense why some of his lyrics don't make sense.
Sure, well, I particularly hate that damn song.
Which one?
Californication.
Oh, I like that song.
I'm a Chili Peppers fan. I got them on my list. I almost had that one. I had to choose between that one and the other one that I put on my list. But yeah, I'm a Chili Peppers fan. I'm always like that.
Do you have that one?
They're on my list. That album's
I don't
not
have
on
that
mine.
album.
I don't have
Right.
it anymore.
I have a different
I
one.
mean, the Chili
Wait a minute,
Peppers.
you don't have them on your list at all?
Well, I mean, here, hold on.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I got them on my list. They're in my honorable mention category.
Yeah.
Good God.
Honorable mention.
Jeez. All right, Chuck, what do you got?
I'll just do my number 15 as well.
Okay.
Because I'm a holdover from the 70s, 80s era, so I got Aerosmith's Get a Grip.
I got that at number 7.
Yeah.
I got that at number 7.
Slowly started to come back a little bit more with that album. That's about the last one. I had to stop for a little while, but
Yep.
still had some decent music on this one, so I still like this. I'm a big Aerosmith fan, so they had to make it on my list somewhere.
I love the album. I mean, there's a dead time for Aerosmith. Yep. There's a dead time in there, but when this came back, it was a great. I loved it. I mean, it came out in 1993. So
Yep.
I mean, I loved it.
Yep.
You
What about?
you don't have Aerosmith on your list?
No, I don't.
You're over 2.
Derek, do you even know who Aerosmith is?
Yes, I do, and I will say, let me say something first. They're not on my list, but I do love Aerosmith. I always kind of think of Aerosmith as a, a little bit before, because I know they had some
70s,
90s. I always think of like the Mrs. Doubtfire song, "Do You
Yeah.
Look Like a Lady?"
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. That was whenever I was a young lad, and I
Oh, yeah.
remember that definitely. But to me, whenever I grew up in the 90s, I never really thought about that that wasn't one that I was sitting by the cassette to hit record. That wasn't one of those for me.
Yeah, I got them on there, number 7.
Yep.
You didn't have? Okay, what do you got, honey? Give me one of yours.
Since everybody else is giving their 15, I will give mine. I'm ready for some chuckles.
Uh-oh.
Chuckles?
What the hell is that?
Go for
Bat
it.
Out of Hell 2, Meatloaf. It's
That was
my
in the
number
90s?
15.
That was in the
It's
90s.
in the 90s. You know
Man,
why?
I'm a big Meatloaf fan, but I just did not much care for that one.
That's me. I mean, hell, Bat
That's
Out of
all right.
Hell. Bat Out of
Y'all
Hell was.
just would not do anything for love.
Yeah. I think that's pretty freaking obvious.
Bat Out of Hell was my number 2 album in the 70s. We did, I think, 2 or 3.
That was my
It
number
was
1.
my number 1.
Yeah,
This
my
was
number
just
1.
not. This one just didn't do it.
Yeah.
For I think it just.
Well, I loved it.
First
Life
of all-
is a lemon. I want my money back.
First of all,
Come on.
you took.
Objects in the rearview mirror are closer, further,
You
closer than
just,
they appear.
I
Whatever
just
it is.
don't like the fact that they used "Bat Out of Hell" as the title of the. That's iconic. Leave it alone. Name it something else.
Of course it is. Why?
How about my next album without Jen Steinman? How about that? How about
Well,
what's the name of that?
You need to,
I know. I know.
Mr. Joel.
You're gonna get mad at me again just because of the music that you don't.
But you know
I mean,
what?
that I
That's
don't
why
know.
it was number 15.
Yeah,
all right. Come on now.
Derek, yes or no? Wow,
He's probably never even heard it.
that's a big no.
Of course, I lived with you for my whole adolescent life. Of course, I heard it, but I didn't mean a lot. I like the first one.
There's
There
a
you
reason
go.
we're separated.
Yeah, but if y'all haven't caught on to that,
My
that's,
arm don't reach.
that's our boy. He growed up listening to what we listened to, and we learned him
He's
pretty
well
damn.
versed.
Yeah, they taught me well.
I'll start with my number 15, Radiohead. Pablo Honey. Looky there. There he goes. I spun him out. He's
I
gone.
hate Radiohead. I know they're like one of the iconic '90s bands. They suck.
Not mine either.
But
I'm
you
with
got to understand
Can't
where
handle
I am. I stopped listening to music other than mostly country in the early 90s, and so I'm kind of just having to reach for something that I actually heard and enjoyed. I actually enjoyed the album. It's not a bad album.
Really surprises me, John.
It's not a bad album. It's not great,
The album sucks.
but I had trouble finding 15 to put on this list. I got a bunch in the honorable mention because they're just kind of good. This one had more than one song that I enjoyed.
They should have named it Creep and had one song.
I think they did. You are.
I don't like that song either.
I'm getting. This is getting out of control.
Yeah, you are out of control.
We're already out of control.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Derek, what do you got next?
I'm digging starting from the bottom. I want to keep going that way.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say my number 14 is the Black Album by Metallica. For me, Metallica has always been like I like Metallica, but like, and you say this about a lot of bands, especially my favorite band, just Tool. But for me, all the songs really are the same to me. But this album did actually have some really unique songs on it that of course, the Enter Sandman, like the main hits that I always think of when I think Metallica are on this album. So I really like. I had to put it on my list.
What about you?
That's just Metallica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's AKA.
Metallica Black.
It's
yeah.
number 6 on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
About
No,
you?
Ed, number 1 on mine. That was
Ooh,
one. That was
number
one. I
one.
listened to that thing.
Oh, spoiler alert!
Yep.
Chuck's number one. Already got said.
I listened to that.
Didn't make my list.
Surprise!
What are we at? Hey, what's the time on the clock?
Thank you.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Not a single freaking one of them on his list.
Didn't make. Hey, because I've got quality. You guys just have.
No. Metallica, huge Metallica fan. I played that thing till I had to go buy another one if I remember correctly.
Wow.
I love that one. Wow, love Metallica.
All right, good call. What do you got? Your turn.
It's my turn. I just went.
Okay, Chuck,
Got
your
out of
turn.
hell, right?
No, that was your first. Now we got to have a second.
All right, I'm gonna go with mine. What are we doing? You or me?
Go.
What are we doing?
Why don't you go?
Guy
You
in
got mad
control.
at me, so you go.
Let's go with my number 10. I got Rage Against the Machine. Their title album.
Honorable mention.
Yep.
Yep. That was actually
Yep.
my honorable mention. Too.
Honorable mention.
The Machine. Which one?
The Rage Against the Machine is the name of that one.
But they only had one album?
No.
No. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm going to have a good time with this one. This is going to be
Teaching
good.
you some
Jesus
stuff.
Christ. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you got Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I don't care what
What songs were on
It was
there?
this-
What songs?
you. I don't care what you.
What songs are on there? Come on, hit me. Tell me. What's up?
I just sang it.
Oh
What'd you
my God. Huh?
We've
Blake
already
you,
lost
I don't
control.
tell what you want.
I'm only 10 minutes in. We've lost
Killing
control.
in the name
Killing
of.
in the Name of.
Oh,
is the
that one.
is the one I got started
Okay.
with.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
I
just
play
a-
it and John's like. He's like.
Y'all both had honorable
really
mention,
don't
right?
like
It was at
that
least on y'all's
song.
list.
Yes.
Beautiful. There we go.
Noise pollution. No, I'm sorry.
As a matter of fact,
Alright.
like when I was playing with my old band, that was one of the songs we did. Was
Yeah.
Killing the Name of.
Yeah.
It's a really repetitive on the lyrics, but it's fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah, some of these aren't very deep in lyric.
No.
Deep lyrics.
And some
A
of
lot
you,
of the shit I
some
got,
of you
but-
can't understand the lyrics, which is why they're not on my list.
Oh my god. Do you even have a list?
Okay.
You're up, honey. What do you
Hold
got?
on, real quick. Can I make a comment on that too?
Please.
So
Please
one of
do.
my favorite movies whenever I was younger was The Matrix. Loved The Matrix.
Yep.
Mhm.
And actually, the last song on the Matrix movie was "Wake Up," which is on that album,
Mhm.
and that was the song that got me into
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine. I love
Yeah.
"Wake Up," and it's so perfect for that.
Well,
movie.
I'll
it's a great
just,
song.
when Tina and I first saw The Matrix, when it first came out, I will say I loved all the music in The Matrix because of because of the movie.
Mhm.
But I just wouldn't pick it up and listen to it by myself just to enjoy it.
Do hush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're up, honey. Go for it.
All right. My number 14
Mhm.
is going to be AC/DC Live
Okay.
because it has all of the greats on
Okay.
there. And because I did see them, which I said before, they sound just
Such a
like
good
they
concert.
do
Great
on
concert.
their albums. So, I mean, it's awesome.
I can't argue
It's
with
awesome.
AC/DC because
Yep.
they're a 70s band. So
That's why they're not on my list.
rock on.
They,
70s, 80s, 90s, people still are falling in love with
Yeah.
AC/DC.
I got them at number 14 on my list.
I don't have
I
that
like that
album.
one.
I've
There you
got
go.
them
Yeah,
on
me
my
too.
list, but not that
Yep.
album.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all good with AC/DC.
Yeah,
Yes.
heck yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to shock all of you. I'm going to go with my number 3 choice, Rob Zombie. Number 3,
You
Hellbilly Deluxe.
you stole that from me.
I didn't steal
What
that.
the
from
hell?
you.
You stole that from
It's
me.
number 3 on my list right here. Look at this. It's number 3.
Let me find it where it's
Wow.
on mine.
Well, I mean, Dragula, Living Dead Girl. I mean, come on.
Where is
This stuff, I did not get into Rob Zombie until
was number
The Matrix
5.
album.
no, until
Dracula was on that one.
until her. She
Yeah.
well, I heard the song and I said,
Rob Zombie's honorable mention for me. I
said,
like
who the
Rob
hell is
Zombie.
that? She
Yeah.
introduced me to a lot of his stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
Why I can't dig Metallica, but I can listen to Rob Zombie, I don't know.
Because
I don't
music
know.
is subjective.
It's so awesome,
Everybody has their own
Yeah,
style.
That album, I would 10 years ago, I would have never put it on a list of anything because I didn't know who the hell he was. Now, my gosh, I
You
listen to
have
that
it
stuff.
at
and
number
she's-
3, you
Yeah, I
said?
got it
Nice.
number 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Where do you
Add it
got
at
it?
5.
Okay, did y'all have it at all?
I had an honorable mention of mine. But
What
yeah.
about you?
I didn't have it on there, but for me, I'm more. I like there's certain songs I like, but I actually like White Zombie a little bit more, like the actual his group.
Yeah.
I preferred the older stuff, honestly.
All right.
And if you haven't heard Brick House by Rob
Oh,
Zombie,
yeah.
please go listen to it.
Oh,
It's a good one. Awesome.
awesome. Better than the original.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
All right, let's-
Sorry, Lionel.
Next, what do we
All
got?
right, Derek, you're up. What do you
Derek.
got?
This next one is more of a soft rock, but it's still considered.
It's rock.
It's probably kind of poppy, but I have to put it on the list because it was up there. I'm gonna say the Goo Goo Dolls. Dizzy Up the Girl, the album. It's got 3 or 4, pretty popular hits whenever I was younger. Yes, it is a little softer, but I mean, I've listened to. They're still kind of doing stuff now, and I saw like a live version of them the other day, and they still got it.
Really?
It's good. They're
Okay.
good. I can't.
I didn't have them on my list, but I didn't even think about
Well,
that.
doing the research I had to do by finding things that I didn't even know who sang songs. I popped them up a couple of times. There's a couple of good tunes.
Yeah.
A couple of good tunes, but nothing that would tell me to put a whole album on there. What about you? Are you a Goo Goo Dollar? A Goo Goo Dollar.
They're not on my list.
That's awesome.
No.
That surprises me, Mother.
I might know some. I'm sure I know some of their songs, but that's the deal with the '90s for me.
Yeah.
I hear the songs and stuff, but I don't know who sings them. And I was
Back and
actually
forth,
surprised on some of these who actually sang them.
Right.
There are some great songs that I love from the '90s, and as I looked them up on YouTube and started playing them, it's like, oh my God, they sing that song?
Yeah.
Well, see,
So-
this is kind of like the last conversation we had on the '80s cast. If y'all watched it, if you didn't, go watch it. It's awesome. But there was a lot of bands we talked about that had 1, maybe 2 hits that we just talked about, and that hair band thing. I'm finding the same thing in this one. I started to research
There's a lot
this.
more in this one than I found.
Yeah,
For me, anyway.
I heard them. I heard the songs, and there's a song or 2 I like, but there's just a lot
Well,
of...
that's when the digital age started.
Yeah.
And you don't go buy an album, like you would back in the '70s and put it on your turntable and just listen to the whole thing. It's a different.
Yeah, if you never
Different
got to walk into Sound Warehouse and look at the wall of cassettes behind the glass wall, God, that was such an awesome moment of time.
It's all right, babe. Who's next?
Wow.
Who's next?
Tina, you're up. What do you got?
Let's see. My number 13 is Weezer.
Hey,
The Blue album.
I got Weezer. I got them at number 10.
Weezer.
Yeah, that's my honorable mention because I
It's
couldn't
number
find
13.
one album particularly, but they just have a lot of good singles. For sure.
Well, they do, and that's one of those alternative rock guys bands.
Did you just read that yesterday?
I did. I read the alternative rock. Actually, I put some stuff on here, and I
You're
looked
so
up
pretty.
why it was even in a rock list, and they said because it was alternative rock. Right.
There you go.
So you would call it pop. If I say Billy Joel is alternative rock,
I would call you a liar.
Oh, yeah.
You know
that too.
oh, this is just going to go downhill.
So, anyways, yeah, I love that. My daughter loved Weezer, so
Mhm.
we heard it whether we wanted to or not.
Yep. Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I do like it. I still listen to them. Still like them.
I agree. I like them.
Alright.
You guys on Weezer board?
No, I didn't have one. I like some of their stuff, but
All right,
not
Chuck, what do you
on my
got?
list. I'm gonna get this out of the way because I listened to it a lot at the time, but I can't stand them anymore. But number 11 is Pearl Jam.
Oh,
10.
yeah.
purposely not on my list.
I listened to it. It was big when it came out. I
Yeah.
listened to it for a while. I liked it, and now I don't. But I still have to put it on the list because at that time I listened to
It's
a lot
my
of it.
number 2.
It was my number 11.
Wow,
I
that's
can't
number
listen
2?
to any of it anymore.
Yeah. At the time when they came out, to me, you were either a Pearl Jam or Nirvana person. And I just love Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
They have some really good songs. The lyrics are incredible. But yeah, I kind of got tired of them because
Right.
it all sounded the
Right.
same.
Right.
I mean, and I've said it before, if you like their sound, then, that's awesome. But I really liked them.
I did too. I did too at that time. But like
I can hear a
I've
couple
grown.
songs now.
I've grown out of it. I can't listen to it.
Well, I actually got a number 14 on my list,
Yeah.
just
So,
because
yeah, that
it's
was my
another
number
it's
2.
another one of those that I really didn't listen to at all until I married her, and then I started listening to her music. She started listening to my music. So I mean, it was really good stuff.
Yeah, we'll do the 50s here in a couple weeks, and we'll get those down the list.
I'll be just tearing these two apart. The 50s. Don't.
I won't be there.
We might get dinged on YouTube because I'll be singing them suckers. Okay. All right. It's my turn.
Yep, your turn.
Come on.
Number 11, Blues Traveler, Runaround.
Okay.
The album Runaround?
Yes.
But the album is called Four.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, that's the one I like.
yeah, that's on my list as
No,
well.
That's
that's
the one.
they're honorable. I love that. I love Blues Traveler.
It's
I
not
just-
called the album. One called
The album's
Runaround?
called Four.
Four.
Runaround's like the first song on the
Yeah.
album.
I thought it Okay. That's the one I like. I like that album.
No,
It's a
Blues
very,
Traveler is
very
really good. I
album.
like that. An honorable mention for me.
And yes, they're rock. Are you saying they're not rock?
I did not say they weren't rock.
You're laughing at me.
The harmonica can rock hard, mother.
That's not what I'm laughing at.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at he didn't know what the albums are.
I wrote it down wrong. It's over here. Someone work with me. Boy, I tell you, I am getting beat today. This is brutal. Okay, so at least I got people agreeing with me anyway. All right, Derek, what do you got?
I will say that was my number 11 there. So
Hey, it was my number 11.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll go ahead and do my number 12 then. Primus pork soda. I imagine this is not going to be in any of y'all's
Nope.
lists.
Didn't make it.
Primus is a really unique band. They're a little bit more popular than they were back in the 90s, but their first album, Pork Soda, came out in the late Pork Soda. Yeah.
Is that like
See,
a...
I want to put it on there just for the name of the album.
So the lead singer is also the bass player. His name is Les Claypool, and if you've ever had a chance to listen to Primus, it's some of the weirdest stuff. Like if you like doing shrooms, apparently I've never done. I can honestly say I've never done that, but
Okay,
allegedly. But I went to one of the shows in Phoenix with Tool, and they had big inflatable mushrooms on stage.
Okay, let me ask you. I don't...
Yes.
Wow. Is
Yes.
Primus the band or the song?
The band. The album is called Pork Soda. Just watch a video of it. You will be like,
Do you think the band was called
You
Pork
mean-
Soda?
So
What the hell?
I remember when I was pretty young, whenever I got introduced to it.
Okay,
and
well, let
someone
me-
probably thought, "What is my kid on?" If she knew I was listening to that.
You laugh at me, but you're asking me if I thought Pork Soda was the name of the band. There's a name of the band I found called Butthole Surfers. And
Yeah,
so-
that's what.
okay. Yeah,
I love that band.
so Pork Soda would not be a band name.
Gotta
if
go
you're-
with you there. Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right. You're right. I'm with you.
Yeah, open up the dictionary.
Yeah,
I knew-
yep, you're good.
I knew this was
I'm
good.
good.
I knew there was going to be something we're going to
Yep.
fall down. This wow.
All good.
All right, Chuck, or one of you, hell, Chuck,
It's my
give me
turn.
something.
I'm gonna go with my number 8, Soundgarden, Super Unknown.
That's on mine.
I got it.
Yep, Black Hole Sun, Spoon.
Hey, that's my
Man.
number 8 also.
Is
Number
it?
12 for me.
Yep. My Wave is good.
Which song? Which album?
Super Unknown.
Unknown.
See, what I like to do on our list is take a list of the 2 or 3 of the ones that I didn't have and maybe listen a little bit like I did for the 80s. I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a lot of listening going on. And if we do a recap show, I'm going to just...
Yeah, Soundgarden, very good, unique sound. I really
Yes.
when Black Hole Sun came out, that made me go back and listen to more of their
So
stuff.
fell
Listen to their
on
albums.
Black Days also. I
Yeah,
believe, on
yes,
that one.
yeah,
I will say, like, if you think about like certain artists, not necessarily bands, but artists, like Chris Cornell is
Yep.
one of the best vocalists in the '90s. If like, I would put him in
Yeah.
the top
Yeah.
3 for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I like when I was doing the research and listening to some of this. I mean, I ran across 2 or 3 Soundgarden who were bad.
Yeah.
You know, but again, it was nothing I heard or listened to, so I just couldn't put them on my list. What about you? You got them?
Yeah, they're number 12 on the
There we
list.
go.
Number
There we
12.
go.
Nice.
Good.
All right, Tina, what do you got next?
Okay, let's see. For my number 11,
Mm-hmm.
I have the Foo Fighters, The Color and Shape.
Whoa.
Okay. I got a Foo Fighters. I don't have that one, but I do have Foo Fighters on my list.
Yeah, this has My Hero, Everlong,
What's the name of it?
Monkey Wrench. The Color and Shape.
Yep.
Foo F-O-O.
The Fighters of Foo.
Listen, I know who, and I've been told it's not the Foo Fighters. I'm told it's Foo Fighters. Why I don't know that. Why they threw the out, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a butthole surfer thing for all I know. I don't know. Something about the '90s just really, really, really messed me up on this list. But anyway,
so funny.
so please, Lord help us.
Us.
You guys can't honestly say that. Well, we'll get to the. We'll hit that in the end. Trust me.
Yeah, so that was my number 11.
Number 11. All right. I'm gonna go with my number 1 album at this time because
You
I need
still want another one from me?
I need a little bit of respect
Okay.
from here.
What you got?
Black Crowes, Shake Your Moneymaker.
That was my number 2.
Number 1. Number 1.
Yep.
Black Crowes.
That's my number 1.
There you go.
Seriously, that was your number 1
That's
too?
my number 1.
That's my number.
Wow.
That's my number 2.
And
That's right.
Derek?
showing my age. It's not even on my list.
No, on his list.
But I don't dislike them. But
All right.
not on my
Well,
list.
when we go into the house, I know what album's going on mine.
That's right.
Great album.
Because
It's a
then
great album.
everybody
Oh.
can enjoy the music.
It's a great album.
No,
I mean everything. I mean, yeah, it's not your metal sounding rock, but it's just that good old southern rock
Yeah.
style.
Nope.
That
And it's an album I can listen to from beginning to end.
well, it's an album
Absolutely.
they're a group and an album that'll allow me to be in a podcast about a '90s band
Well, that too.
because they were '90s. They did do their '90s. They did come and they're just awesome. It's just
They are awesome.
It's good to listen to. It's good. It's just good music. I can actually understand the words, and it's just
That's why
fantastic.
it's
So
my number one.
I
Yep.
love them.
Nope. Love it to death. The great
All
album.
right. So
Derek, you're
gold
up.
my shine.
What do you got? It's number one. So Derek, go.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my number 10 out. I'm sure this is gonna be on all of y'all's list, but never mind, Nirvana. I
Yes.
imagine that's gonna be on my
Yeah,
list.
my number 5.
13 for me.
Number 8.
Wow. What was yours?
Number 10.
10, 8, 5, and 30. Wow. Okay, all over the place.
You know, you think, of course, Nirvana's when you think 90s, especially probably kids today, that's probably
Right.
what they think of.
Yeah.
But you know, I've played Nirvana songs, and they're so simple. And that's the one thing I will give to Nirvana is like, as simple as the songs are, they have a groove to them. You still
Yeah.
like to listen to them. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not hard songs, but I don't know, they did a good job.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
figured
they
it
did.
out.
I mean, they did. It was a good sound. It was a very unique sound when it came out. I didn't like it when it first came out
Me either.
at all. And it slowly grew on me, and now I love the sound now. Yeah.
But they're really good after you read the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
they're
Well,
actually
depressing,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
not the
actually know what they're saying.
It's not the most
Right.
uplifting music to get you in a good mood, but still.
No, but it's one of those, again, it's one of those that she introduced me to along with Pearl Jam. And then, but like y'all said with Pearl Jam, after a while, okay, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
listen to it for a while, you go back and you listen. It's just
It's
really,
really good.
really good.
Yeah.
So and I think it just epitomizes the '90s in
Oh,
my
yeah.
eyes.
Oh.
In my eyes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
When you
without a
think
doubt.
90s rock, you think Nirvana.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Sure you do.
And for those who don't like to take showers, you can. The grunge movement, baby.
Oh, hey, did you guys hear that the baby on the cover of the album is trying to sue?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course they
'Cause
are.
he was-
Of course they are.
Because his little ding-a-ling showing.
Sexually explicit. Yeah.
Wow.
Put the label on the album, right?
We're just spinning out of
His
control.
little ding-a-ling.
Hi, Harry. You want to come and join?
Bless his heart. I bet he's just so embarrassed.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Well, I just won't know. I'm
Nope.
not going to go there.
Nope.
All right. Who did that one?
That
Derek
was me.
did. Chuckles.
Chuck, you're up. What do you got?
Oh, man. We've talked about so many of the ones I've already got on here. Let's go my number 9, Alice in Chains, Dirt.
Yep.
Okay, that's not
Heck
on
yeah.
mine.
So I want to make a comment on that real quick.
Yep.
So a lot of people they think Nirvana is one of their favorite. You're either a Nirvana or Alice in Chains kind of person.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm a big time Alice in Chains. I think one
Yep.
of my favorite bands in the '90s. for
Alice in
sure. Love
Chains is
Alice in
great.
Chains.
That Dirt album, again, I heard Rooster,
Mhm.
and that forced me to go back and listen to everything else. And my
Yeah, add
God,
that to your
they're
list too,
good.
John. There's like 5 songs that are all singles on there.
on
I'm
there.
running. I get
Running
another
out of
sheet
room.
of paper.
Then on their other album, I mean, go listen to Man in the Box by
Yep.
Alice in Chains. It just
So it's
they're
so.
so good.
Man, the vocals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were
So-
they anywhere near your list?
They were near my list, but didn't make it.
Yeah, my number 9.
Okay.
That's my number 4.
Oh
Wow.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly! All right, Tina, what do you got?
Let's see. Where am I at here? I'm on my number 10, and I've got Stone Temple Pilots Purple.
Stone.
That's not the album I got, but yes, that's.
Yep.
I almost put that on my list. That's a great
Mystic
album.
Love Song.
Yeah.
Blush.
You know, I'm just feeling so old.
I like Stone Temple. They didn't make my list, but I do. I just couldn't find enough off of a single album that I really like to do put them on there. But no, I like Stone Temple.
And it also has Vaseline on it.
Yeah.
Mom, I hate to correct you because I just had to look it up because a lot of those songs are actually on Core, which is on my list.
It
Like-
has it on purple.
Nope, I'm looking at it right now. It's got Vaseline, but Core is the one, their very first album, and that's got Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden, Creep, Plush, and those are like the main ones on there. So, but I actually looked this up last night because I was kind of confused looking through it. Apparently, there's like some combination or something with the albums and the way they like re-released them or something like that. But those are on Core, is the album.
Okay, well, I listened
Sorry
to
to correct you,
Purple
but-
and it was on.
Agree to disagree.
Fight.
You see how
Liar.
the 90s were just so tough.
I agree, they were.
Why can't you just have a nice just to get you?
Is that where Mosh Pit start? Was in the 90s? Would you say?
Ooh,
Where'd that start? I feel like was it ever in the 80s? I don't think it would have been.
boy, that's a good question.
Metallica.
They probably didn't call it mosh pit. It probably was, you know.
It was called
once you-
fighting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Drug-induced rage.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
It's called Get Out of the Way.
my.
Yeah.
But anyways, I like those songs no matter what album they're on.
There you go.
Interstate Love Song, Plush, and Vaseline.
Well, see,
Yeah.
this is what confused me of the '90s. I'll say it again. It was just a weird era for rock music. It was weird.
Yeah.
Everything was changing. You know, and
It happens, honey.
just stop.
It happens.
My number 2 album, AC/DC, The Razor's Edge.
Yep.
That's where we were introduced to Thunderstruck and Money Talks, and
I went back and forth between the live album and Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
I just went with the live album, but Razor's Edge was on my list.
yeah, it's another one of those who they just showed us that they're not gone yet. They're not gone. Here you go. Here's another one, and
It's good.
it's
No,
good.
I'm with you on that.
They're good.
Nope. I'm
You
all
know.
good.
I'm proud of you, honey.
Well,
Look at you
it's
go.
the quote from Angus Young. I'm tired of people telling me we've released 10 albums and they all sound the same. That's a bunch of crap. We've released 15 albums. I just love him. It's the same, but it's not. It's just, oh man.
Once again, if you like the sound,
if you like the
doesn't
sound,
matter.
it doesn't matter. It's just,
Doesn't matter how many times I do it.
yeah. All right, Derek, what do you got?
I'll go ahead and go with my number 9, and this one for me is anytime I hear these songs, it's really nostalgic for me. But "Cracked Rear View" by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh wow!
Oh, Hootie.
That's pop.
I would call that soft rock. I don't know. That's where in the 90s were a little weird. It's kind of and it's
Here we are again.
alternative rock. I would.
What was the
consider.
name of the album?
"Cracked Rear View"?
Yeah,
Okay.
we had that album.
Yeah, you again
Listened to
introduced me
that.
to it, and it's good.
It is good.
hell, he's
I wouldn't
doing.
even think about.
He's
it.
doing country now, and he's good doing
He's
that
killing
too.
it, man.
I mean, Hootie can do it all.
His name ain't Hootie.
I know, but I like to call
yeah,
him Hootie
he is.
anyway.
He's Hootie to us.
But it's good.
He is good.
And that
They're
album.
great.
Great singer.
That album was a good album. I
That was
forgot
a good
all about
Me too.
Hootie and the Blowfish. Wow,
Thanks, bub.
Mm-hmm.
awesome, Chuck.
I didn't have Hootie and Blowfish.
Well, I didn't think you would.
I don't have it.
You know, do you have Prince on there again?
Yeah, not in the 90s. My number 13, Offspring, Smash.
Offspring's on there, but not that album.
Offspring, Smash.
Give me some songs that are.
Gotta Get Away, Genocide, Come Out and Play, Self-Esteem.
Self-Esteem's probably the one you would definitely recommend.
Self-Esteem
I
or
think.
Come Out and Play was huge at the time.
I've
not the
never heard
one.
of them. Is this a
Go listen.
grunge band or is this more like a Metallica band? What is this?
They're really unique. The
Man,
lead singer's
they-
got a real high voice.
Yeah, I mean, you ever? They did not a parody song. Pretty Fly for a White Guy was on
Give
there.
it to me, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh, sorry.
copyright.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we're gonna get dinged. I'm gonna have to mute you guys. God.
Sorry.
Have
My
fun
first
editing.
podcast. I'm
But
sorry.
you've probably heard a couple of them, but yeah, they were just a very unique sound. That
Yeah.
Once I heard them, I had to. I got I bought 2 or 3 of their albums. What they
Wow.
got. And,
They had more than one album?
Yes.
Okay, so they're
Yes.
not a one hitter.
No.
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
I would say probably more of an alternative. I guess would be kind of. They're not a Metallica, but they're not a Nirvana either.
Well, if
They're
I
kinda
can
in
find
between.
time on my list of songs to go listen to,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
I
you
might
need to go listen to it.
I might put that 8-track in and take a shot.
I feel like they're a little punk because
Yeah,
whenever I was
probably.
a skateboarder, I had a couple years I was a
Yeah.
skateboarder, and that
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
always
that's
Yeah.
probably more toward yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
Okay. What do you got?
My number 9 is Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette.
I had that
I had
number
a feeling
12.
Alanis Morissette would be brought up today, but
I had that at number 12
that's
myself.
not rock at all, though.
Oh, but you're gonna
See, that-
you're
It
gonna.
has a lot of
No.
bad words in it, so I
That's-
consider it rock.
But he's gonna put in Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, Mr.
But that's where
Blowfish.
I like that album, but I didn't do it because I didn't consider it rock. So
Both
Yeah, I
of you,
like
neither
it.
one of you considered it rock.
I
Not at
was I was blown away by the album when she first introduced
that was
it
a good
to
album.
me, and
I like the album.
She-
I love it.
she was
I can sing it.
wow.
Every song
She was
I know.
awesome. I mean, the album itself was really really good in my opinion. I got it on my list. I got it number 12.
Put your fingers
Yeah, I
in your
got
ears, Derek.
All right, moving on. I'll put in my number 4.
Ooh,
Johnny Lang, Lie to Me.
I don't even know.
I love Johnny
I do
Lang.
too.
I love that album.
Mhm.
I love Johnny Lang, but he was another I didn't consider rock.
I
But
think he's blues. I
blues.
don't think he's rock.
he's blues.
Uh,
But I love that.
So is Blues Traveler,
It's
but
I've
got
got
them
that
on my
album.
list.
Johnny Lang.
I
I've
think it's acceptable.
Yeah.
I've seen Johnny Lang in concert. He's amazing.
Well, I was told on the
So,
set
yeah.
when we did the '80s that Prince was rock because he's a badass guitarist.
And some of his
Johnny
music,
Lang
some of his music
Is right there. Listen to Johnny Lang's album.
No, Johnny
Lie to
Lang's
Me.
awesome.
It's awesome.
Yep, it is. I still listen to it to this day. Yeah, I love a lot of his music.
And if you can watch his videos, watch those because his face does a lot of things.
Yeah, he has a very facial.
Very
distortion.
Yeah, he's very good.
yeah.
I can't argue with that one.
It's a good one.
Just yeah.
What you got, Derek?
I'll go with my number 7, and that's going to be Third Eye Blind.
Ooh.
The self-titled album, which that's definitely one of those ones to me that also kind of represents the 90s.
Mhm.
John, you might not know who that is when I say the band name, but I guarantee you've heard it in movies. A lot of their songs are in soundtracks of movies. Obviously, I can't sing. I just learned that. Sorry. We'll call Jumper is a big one. How's It Gonna Be? What was the other one that was on there? I think those are the main two that Semi Charmed Live.
Can you give me a movie?
Cinema Charm. Okay.
Too much.
You ever seen Bruce Almighty? I think it was, or no, was that Jim Carrey movie where he plays the guitar to keep the guy from jumping off the ledge?
Okay.
Nope. Okay. But no, if I played it for you,
forgot
you
about
would,
them,
you would
actually. I would've
definitely-
had
Okay. I'll put that one on the list. I mean,
I would have had him on here. I forgot all about.
so
him.
again, are they where are they in the world of rock
They-
music here of the '90s? Where
They're
they-
like popular '90s rock. I don't know where you would put. I wouldn't put them alternative. They're rock for sure, but they're like
Matchbox 20.
yeah. There you go.
that
Okay.
kinda- that
Okay.
kinda-
that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Pop rock.
You can
Pop rock.
pop rock. There you go. I like that.
We've created
How
a
many,
new.
how many
version.
y'all got left here? We're wiping out my list.
I got 4 more to go.
I
How many
have
you got?
3.
Okay, I still got 5.
I've got
Go for it,
5.
Chuck.
You got 5? Yeah. Okay.
Go, Chuck.
Well, y'all don't have this one, so I'm just gonna get this out of the way.
I'm running out of room.
Faith No More, Angel Dust.
Faith No More is a good one.
I had that and took it
They're
off my list.
They're at number 12. Midlife Crisis and everything's ruined.
Faith No
Their
More.
their cover of Easy was another Lionel Richie song that got blown to pieces because the remake was so much better. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm a big Faith No More
Let
fan.
me check that out.
Well, I had the. We did what you asked us to do and looked up the cover of.
War Pigs?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you
Yeah.
they do a great
Wow.
version
Okay.
of War Pigs.
It was really good.
Great version of War Pigs.
So, and like I say, I like Epic, and I mean, I'll listen to this too.
Mhm.
I'll listen to a little bit of this and
Mhm.
see if it's something I can.
I don't know a whole lot
I
of
get
people
it
that like
right.
Faith No More like I do,
Well,
but you know, the hell with y'all.
They're 90s. You know. What do you got?
My turn or
Yeah, your
Derek's
turn. Your turn. Go for it.
Let's see if I can bust somebody's bubble here.
Do it.
I have at number 3.
Mhm.
I have Tool, Anima.
That
That
was
was my number 1.
that was my honorable mention just because I really never got that much into him. I'm just now starting to,
Once you do,
Get into
you
them a
ain't no
little
going
bit,
back, baby.
so I'm starting to get into him a little bit now and starting to listen to more of it.
Derek, I
It's
promise I'm trying.
very unique.
My mother's trying to. I got my mother into Tool, and now she's trying to get him into Tool.
Really try. She listened to a couple of them today while we were waiting on, and
It's not the same. Honestly,
I just can't.
you
get
have to have the mindset to sit down, put your headphones on, and press play and listen. And to listen to Tool, that's what you have to do.
Right.
it. Well,
Otherwise,
what I've listened to, not
You don't get it.
You know, and it's just the repetitiveness of it goes on too long for me. On some of
Okay.
on some of the stuff, it just
in
too
70s
long.
music, every decade of music they do that. It's the same thing over and over and over and over.
No.
You can say that.
No. There's a different level here of Layla going on for 75 minutes, Inagata-Davida going on for 25 minutes, and then there's the
the only podcast you're ever going to watch with Layla's compared to Tool.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's just I'm not saying I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really try. This guy's been to like 17 of their concerts. I'm really gonna try.
So as a person who's played a lot of the Tool songs, I can say like it's actually very not repetitive if you actually sit down and listen to it. There's actually, you think about a lot of songs out there, you have like an A-B-C pattern. That's like the very standard, you have the bridge, right? And then your chorus, verse, whatever. But with Tool, there's almost every song they have 2 or 3 parts that are just like a couple measures, and that's the only time you'll hear it is one time. And they do, and some of it's kind of subtle, but the big thing, especially, is I think I showed you a video of the drummer Danny Carey, which is my favorite drummer of all time. That guy, they change time signatures like all the time, and it's just, when you see him live, especially, like it's something special. I took my wife to the last show here in Oklahoma City, and even she's not really a big heavy rock person, and she thought it was awesome.
Well, I just, I'm a big
It would
Rush.
have been nice to have been invited to that.
I did invite you. She said, I'm not really feeling good.
Yeah.
No,
Just gonna invite you.
no. You could have rented me a wheelchair.
Could have invited me so I could tell him no.
I'm not wasting that money on you.
And it would have been. I'm a big Rush guy. I'm a big music guy, and I don't know. I'll just have to get in. I'll try. I'm just gonna say I'll try.
I'm gonna hog tie you.
I knew it was.
Put the headphones on you.
I knew it was going to be part of this deal, and I was going to take a kicking on this one, but I'm going to try a little harder. So, okay, you went.
So that was my number 3.
Anemia.
Anema.
Anema.
Yeah, that was on my honorable mention because I'm just not getting into it.
All right. And I've only got 4 left, and I'm going to be slapped for all of them. So let's see.
Don't take my shine.
I'll just go with the Eagles' Hell Freezes Over, simply because it was released in the 90s, and I had no other albums to go with. I got some honorable mentions I just couldn't put up there because there's just maybe 1 song, maybe 2 songs worth a damn on them, and I just had to go with that because it's an Old Faithful, and
Okay, who's next?
And,
moving on.
and I'll leave it at that. I didn't put Billy Joel, and I could have. I put the Eagles, so there. Derek, you're up.
In spirit of the one Mom just said, so my number 1 was Enema, but my number 2 is Undertow by Tool. That's a little bit more raw rock. That Enema was their next album, and it definitely separated, like, because they had their first 2 albums, Opiate and Undertow. Those 2 were back in whenever they were like, that really felt 90s. Enema was kind of in the later 90s, so it kind of felt a little bit different. They brought in a whole different structure, but Undertow is definitely really, like, it's heavy rock, and they still play a lot of their songs today, and it's just cool to get to see that. So I had to put that was there.
Okay.
What number was that one?
Number 2.
2?
Yeah.
1 and
Sorry.
2, huh?
This is 1 and 2.
I'm a diehard.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm the least shocked person in the world.
Yeah.
Chuck, what do you got?
Let's get my number 3 out of the way. Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
That's my number 7.
Yeah.
Hold on. Gotta find room.
Suck My Kiss, Give It Away, Blood Sugar, Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the.
What was the name of this?
Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Blood.
You heard me right.
You heard it.
Oh, Lord.
Who sings Dookie?
No, the thing
Green
about
Day.
Green Day.
Green Day.
Yeah, I got Dookie and Nimrod were albums, and I just like them because of the albums.
Yeah.
They're not on my list. I just love the names. That's why I wrote them on here so I can say Dookie and Nimrod at the same time. That's fantastic. I love that stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
That was my number 3.
Okay.
Derek,
Yep,
did you have
yep.
them?
No.
Didn't
I had that one Californication.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Oh my goodness. Pausing for just a moment. And we had to pause for a moment because I didn't turn my phone off again. But those of you who watch us a lot know that I never turn my
You
phone
never
off.
will either.
So. Moving on,
Moving
Derek.
on.
Who did the last one there?
That was mine.
The Chili Peppers.
Yep.
So, Derek.
No, you.
Me?
Yeah.
You.
All right. Well, this is my last one.
Whoa.
Hell.
My number 4
Okay.
is Ozzy, No More Tears.
Another one of my honorable mention.
I had him at number 9.
9.
Number
No,
9.
You don't
And
even you don't know any rock, and you have that at number 9.
It's because he's not as good as the Eagles.
Damn it.
Oh.
Anybody got an extra bedroom at the house?
Look, it was a good album. It's another one I never listened to till she showed it to me, and I like it. It's got 2 or 3 good songs on it. I mean, that's why it's on my list.
2 or 3.
That's why I made it a solid number 9.
On the Eagles.
Just solid.
I need to train him up a little better.
Solid number 9.
Oh,
I'm working, y'all.
Lord.
I'm working.
Did you have it at all?
I had it on my honorable mention.
About you?
No.
I'm with you. I'm an Aussie fan.
I like Ozzy, but it just wasn't on my list. Of course, I love Ozzy. What are you talking about?
Nice.
Oh,
cover.
sure.
Nice
oh,
cover.
sure. I got it on my list, and I'm in trouble. He doesn't even know that. That's my boy.
Again, I don't think that's just like the AC/DC and the Aerosmith to me. I don't. When I think 90, when you guys asked me to do this, and I'm thinking 90s, I don't think of that as. I know it came out in the 90s, but I'm really like my mindset was like bands that's like. I
Because
think
you're a
90s.
90s kid.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why
you brought
you're
me
here.
on the show.
That's why you're here. All right, I got what do I got? I only got 2 left.
I got 3 left.
What do you
I
got,
got
Derek?
3 as left. Well,
All right, Derek, give us one.
So Blink 182, Enema of the State. I had to put that one on there. That's another band that's iconic for the 90s. Of course, it's if y'all none of y'all have that, I'm assuming
I don't. I was never one.
Again, it's one of those I listened to.
They had a
when
couple
I was,
songs I liked.
My
That was
research
it.
had me listen to it. Decent enough. What do you think?
I like a couple of songs.
I was gonna say, that was me. I like some of their stuff, just not enough to put them on the list. So.
It is a very 90s.
Oh, very much
It's
so.
very 90s sound.
Very much so.
And another thing that really has some meaning to me with Blink 182 is when I first picked up a guitar, a buddy of mine, when I was into skateboarding too, it was like right around that time. Tony Hawk was big and everything, and I remember my buddy, and the very first song I learned on guitar was just some of Blink 182 songs because they were pretty easy to play. And
I can see why.
Yep.
Means something.
All right, Chuck, what else you got?
Oh, let's go with my number 4, Pantera, Vulgar Display of Power.
I almost put them. I'll give that
Me
a
too.
I've got-
Me too. Honorable mention.
I've got every album chart he has is so vicious.
You wouldn't even know it by looking at him and visiting with him. you know?
Pantera. Now, what's the name of it?
Vulgar Display of Power.
I'm telling you.
That's where the mosh pitting started.
Got that, and he's got his blood sugar sex
Yeah.
something. And
Again, do you ever have the need just to beat the hell out of somebody?
I mean-
Go put on Walk and just listen. Mouth of War, and
all we-
Hollow, and all,
Respect.
all we did was play Eye of the Tiger and go beat up somebody,
I so wish you would have put Survivor on there for Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, my God.
Ah, that was almost as good. 'Cause I
This is good stuff. My number 5 is another live album, Queen live at Wembley, simply because it's Queen and
So you got Queen and the Eagles ahead of Ozzy?
Well, yeah.
Rock.
in the history, if we did
Oh,
all
man.
time, I would have Queen and the Eagles ahead of Ozzy,
Well, they're not doing all time.
just
need
because
some
of
Tums.
album sales. Album sales alone, they beat Ozzy.
I love it. You know,
Speaking the English language, clearly they beat Ozzy.
It's
I mean, come
good
on.
if you watch the video. The album, not so much. Come on, you got to watch the video to get the effect of the live from Wembley.
You put AC/DC live.
I've seen AC/DC live.
I've seen Queen.
Me too. But
What's
I
your
wouldn't put in the night. No.
Oh, Derek, you're up.
AC/DC.
Good God.
Queen.
So I got 2 left. My number 6 is
I love Queen. They were my number 1 in the 80s.
Yeah, well,
Um,
Freddie was still going strong.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So my number 6 is the self-titled Sublime album.
Sublime.
I like
I like
Sublime.
Sublime
They've
too.
got good songs on there, and that's I'm not the best singer, but when I do some karaoke, that's definitely like I love singing Santeria and
That was my honorable mention. I like
What's the name of that album?
Sublime. Sublime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sublime.
Thought it was going to be
Santeria
like
is a great
Yeah.
song.
Sublime
You can
crashing
listen to
some
that.
skulls or something. Oh, mercy sakes. You said you're out of numbers?
I have a couple honorable mentions.
Well, I got one left. What do
I
you
got
got?
2 left.
What do you
Oh, well,
got?
y'all do y'all thing then.
All right, Chuck,
You
give
got
me
one
one.
Let's do my number 7, Foo Fighters, Nothing Left to Lose.
Ah, the other Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
My God.
That's when it's got Learn to Fly and Breakout and Generator and that on it.
Foo Fighters, Nothing Left. I'm never going to listen to all this. It's like
I can
got some
tell
more-
you that is a correct statement.
it's like the 90s never existed for me on the
Amen,
rock
baby.
side. It was
Just wait till we do the 2000s.
I don't even. Maybe we should just stop here.
that.
It's very possible.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, my last one on my list before I turn you two loose. Number 8, that's another Black Crowes album, Southern Harmony. Yeah, it came out not too long after the other one. And again, Black Crowes are the Black Crowes are the Black Crowes.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only reason it's not on mine is because I had the other one on there. So, but yeah.
well, I got it. I mean, I've even got another one
Good
in the
album.
honorable mention. So
Yeah.
I mean, they put a lot of good stuff out in the
they did a
90s,
lot
and they
of
were
good
just
stuff.
it gets repetitive, but they're just good. They're
Mm-hmm.
I'm on American Bandstand.
Can't
They're good. They're easy to listen to.
It's easy to dance.
It's easy to dance to. It's good listening music. If it was on MTV, they'd play their videos every hour. It's one of those. So, all right, last two guys. What do you got?
You want to go first? All right, so my last and number 3 is another Offspring album called Americana. Came out in '99, and specifically why this one has a really near and dear to my heart because it was the very first album that I got that had parental advisory sticker that my mother did not know about. I got it from a buddy, and he sold it to me for a couple candy bars or something like that. And I used to listen to it in my room with it turned down because there's a lot of cussing and stuff in it. But that was my first.
Offspring.
You're grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Offspring is great.
It's all right, baby.
Yeah, you gotta listen. Okay, you gotta listen to Offspring. Make sure you got Offspring
Yeah.
on there.
If I can find it.
Circle it. You
Turn
need
your
to-
page over.
You need to
Right
listen.
on.
You need to listen to Offspring.
Wow.
So yeah, my
What's your last one?
my last one was number 6, 9 Inch Nails, Downward Spiral.
I like 9 Inch Nails. I didn't like that album.
Yeah.
I like one or two songs. 9 Inch
Yeah.
Nails is I wouldn't even write that one down for you, John. I don't think you'll like them.
Close.
No,
Yeah, listen,
like
listen,
9 Inch Nails.
listen to Closer.
Do you know how many of these I won't like?
I know, but please listen to Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Why?
Just
Would
do
you
it.
like my red pen?
Just do it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll listen to
I
that
like
if you listen to the Osmonds One Bad Apple.
I've got it embedded in my freaking brain. I almost could sing the damn thing.
All right. Okay. Let's do some honorable
What
mentions
do you
that
got,
didn't make
honorable
our
mentions?
list. What do you got?
I have White Zombie,
Dope.
La Sexoristio, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my honorable mention. It's got
Mhm.
Thunderkids, 65,
I love Thunder Kiss.
Black Sunshine, Thrust,
That's my favorite.
Grindhouse,
Mm.
Go.
So your
Yeah.
White Zombie thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love Rob Zombie.
the only thing, there were a couple of Rush albums that came out in the 90s that were decent. Not good enough to go in. The 70s and 80s Rush was just so good, but they still popped some stuff out in the 90s. And I put them on here as an honorable mention just because Rush is Rush. Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause, I put that on
I
here.
have that as well.
I had
as
that
an
on.
honorable
I had it
mention.
on there. Yeah.
Not good enough in the 15, but
Right.
a couple, makes you do this,
Right.
and so,
Mhm.
that's about all I had on the mentionable.
The only other one I had. Only other one I had left was Jane's Addiction.
Mhm.
Ritual.
I like one or two of their songs. Just the
that was-
singer's weird.
That was my deal. I liked that album. I liked some of them, but that was really all they did. But it's such a weird,
Mm-hmm.
unique sound at that time. That's why it's just an honorable mention. That's the only other one that hasn't been mentioned that I had.
Got anything else, Derek?
Yeah, I got a couple that I just couldn't put on the list because we're doing albums, right? So one I wanted to say was Smash Mouth. Late '90s. It's just they got a couple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
couple
Yeah.
songs that I had to.
It's
Had to
another
mention.
pop rock.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A big one that I really wanted to put on my list. They deserved to be on there was Incubus. Incubus. They were kind of like they started in the '90s, but they got real big in the 2000s. Why I wasn't really able to put them on this list. But they have a couple in the '90s.
I've actually heard of them.
Incubus
Yeah.
is an amazing band, and I think also another one I was unsure on was I know Matchbox 20 has a couple that were on there, and then I had one other. I think that was pretty much.
See, I had
it.
Matchbox 22. I ended up pushing them off, but yeah.
Well, it just seems we started in the 70s whenever everybody knows all the 70s rock bands. It was fairly easy to come up. I had more to chop off my list of course, in the 70s than any of the others, and I don't know if y'all did or not, but it just seems the further we go, the more the line gets blurred. Agree, disagree, as far as what's rock,
what's rock?
what's rock,
Oh,
and
definitely
what's not.
Oh yeah.
Just look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That alone's a joke anymore with some of the people that put in there.
It's
So
the
you
music.
can't really
It's
even
just
count
the,
that
it's
anymore.
the music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
No,
for
it's-
me. It's really hard to classify anymore.
Yeah, because everything's got a genre, a subgenre, like the alternative rock,
Exactly.
the punk rock, the
Industrial.
yeah.
I would like to say, like, now I listen to a lot of current rock music,
Right.
and I will say I feel like it's not that way anymore. Like, I can tell a difference really between pop and rock now. Like, there's something about pop music, and I'm not going to say some of the lyrics and stuff
that
but,
is true.
like a lot of the rock music now,
Yeah.
like you hear a lot more like screaming
Yeah.
type rock, which is a lot. I like a lot of that kind of stuff.
And
And but there is a
Growling.
difference. Like you have, if you want to say pop rock, there's some stuff out there like Machine Gun Kelly. I hate that. But that is
No.
what. Sorry, but I
No.
would say that is considered. Some of his stuff is considered
Really?
pop rock. Yes.
Well,
Jesus, I'm
But he
old.
has rap too. That guy kind of
Yeah,
does a
he
little bit of
sucks.
But
everything.
see, like you go back to the 70s,
Not
and you knew who was on the pop. You knew who was a pop chart, and then your rock bands they just weren't there. They were here, and it was here. It was pretty easy to determine. Then in the 80s,
because then if your parents, back then they wanted to burn it.
yeah,
It's rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Satan music.
hmm
It was very obvious what was rock
sure,
and what was.
it really was. It was.
And now there's a lot of mixing of the genres.
Well-
I love Falling in Reverse. They're rap and rock put
Mhm.
together. You had Linkin Park. I mean, it's
Linkin Park's what got me into like
yeah.
rock. Like
So
Yeah.
they mix it. I mean, you've got Chris Stapleton doing
yeah.
rock and country and blues and you name it. That guy can do anything.
Yeah.
But Jelly Roll, there's a lot of it.
Well,
It's
that's
just very.
Yeah, that's what
kinda
I'm
cool,
saying.
I think.
We
It
mentioned we're
is.
going to do the next one's going to be the 2000. Well, it would be hard to do something moving forward of specifically.
Yeah, we're gonna have to quit
something.
genres. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna
It's
end up
just-
going albums, period, or music
Mhm.
Yeah,
songs, period.
It's just
'cause
it's just started to get all
it's blurred anymore.
blurred because I
But
mean
I like that. You
Yeah,
know?
sure.
I like it because I never listened to rap ever,
Right.
and then I was introduced to Ren and Falling in Reverse,
Mhm.
and now I freaking listen to Eminem and a lot of stuff that I never would have listened. I'm 56 years old. I've never. Oh, I just told my age.
You
That's-
what the
and I got in trouble for that.
That's okay
But,
when
you
she
know,
does it.
That's right. It is.
yeah.
But I had never listened to, other than the top stuff on the radio, like Gangster's Paradise, stuff like
Right.
that everybody knew.
Well, see, we poked fun at it when we did the '80s
Mhm.
because we were saying, your bands like, Kiss, they were rock, they were heavy, they were this, they were devil worshippers, they were all this kind of stuff. But then you move into the '80s, and all of a sudden they're on the pop charts doing,
Mhm.
doing these things. Same with, Van Halen. Same with, and and that would anger some people because they used to be rock and now they're doing this pop
Right.
stuff. And now it's almost like it's, if you don't sell anything. And now that you got the internet and you're selling one song at a time rather than a whole
Yeah.
album or a CD. I mean, do they even sell CDs anymore?
As a matter of fact, a buddy of mine who works at Best Buy is like they're slowly like getting
Yeah.
Going away. Yeah.
Same with DVDs, like they're all going away.
So I guess to sell, you've got to be able to do a little bit of everything these days.
It depends on the genre,
Right.
because I think the reason why one thing I'll say, those kind of people that mix the genres, it's risky
Mhm.
because you're risking losing your current fan base. And as a person, I was just in a cover band. We had a couple originals, but we had to be very cognizant of like, okay, we have a certain group of people that come to our shows. If we play too much of this, they won't come anymore.
That's right.
And you have to be thinking about that, especially if you're in a band that's your job and you're making money off of the albums. You got to be careful. So those artists that can pull it off and do both and still maintain their core audience,
Right.
I mean, more power
Yeah.
to them. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just, like I say, moving forward, we're gonna continue to do lists. We just love doing them, whether it be movies or music or whatever the case may be. We'll get up give us some comments down here. Let us know what you want us to list, and
Yeah.
we'll bring in some
Be
special guests in the
Can I do movies too,
You
or
can
am
do
I
movies too.
delegated to music?
You can do music, you can do movies too.
I want to do action movies if you ever.
We'll bring this guy in here too. This guy over here. He seems to be. He's mouthy.
He is mouthy.
He's mouthy.
Yeah.
And he's a rebel because he does things and doesn't tell his
I'm a
mom.
real rocker.
Yeah.
We can't do our movies though.
I did my job right.
Yeah,
all right,
sure.
that's all I gotta say.
Oh, but no, like I say, we're gonna do some more lists. Just give us some ideas down there in the comments if you can, guys. Got anything else before we cut out of here that we want to talk about as far as '90s music is concerned?
No,
No.
I don't.
Thank you for everybody who's liking and subscribing.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
we're getting a lot of views. Some more
Yeah.
likes, some more subscribers would be fantastically wonderful. So
and share.
Get the word out there.
Sure.
give
to
us some
your
comments,
folks.
give us some shares, and all that kind of stuff. We'll come here and make fools of ourselves
It's
again
fun.
because we love it.
We do.
But anyway, guys, appreciate you coming by and check us out next time, and we will see you next time we come around.
Thank
See
you.
ya.